Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt the sting of failure so deep it left you gasping for air? Have you ever laid awake at night, staring into the darkness, wondering if you'd ever rise again from the ashes of your mistakes? If so, then listen closely, because this message is for you. Life is not a straight road. It is a battlefield of trials, tears, and triumphs. And in this battlefield, one truth stands firm. Failure is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Yes, failure hurts. It cuts into the deepest layers of your being, shattering your pride, questioning your worth, and shaking your confidence. But here is the secret. Failure was never designed to destroy you. It was designed to shape you. Think about it. A child does not learn to walk without stumbling. A warrior does not become strong without enduring wounds. A leader is not built without scars. So why do we expect to succeed in life without ever tasting failure? Why do we treat failure in our careers, our dreams, or our relationship differently? Failure is not a wall. It is a stepping stone. It is nature's chisel, relentlessly chipping away all the excess, stripping away the ego, and molding you into the powerful, capable person you are divinely meant to be. Without that painful, shaping force, we wouldn't have the capacity for kindness, for empathy, for the deep compassion that comes only from knowing true struggle. We wouldn't dare aim for the moon and the stars. Thomas Edison, the man who gave us the light bulb, once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that will not work." Imagine if he had stopped after the first 100 attempts or the first 1,000. The world would still be in darkness. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes in history, confessed, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I was trusted to take the game-winning shot and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." What does that tell you? That every giant you admire today, every hero you celebrate, was once brought to their knees by failure. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay down. The difference is not talent. The difference is not luck. The difference is resilience. The courage to fall forward. Because if you're going to fall forward. At least when you fall forward, you can see where you're landing. You can adjust. You can rise again. Failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down. And here's non-negotiable lessons forged in fire failure gives you, if only you embrace it. The pain of failure is the price of admission to 5 of life's most crucial lessons. These are the non-negotiable truths that will transform your next attempt into a triumph. If you are struggling right now, write these down. 1. Experience. The first-hand knowledge. Every failure changes you. It teaches you lessons no book, no classroom, no motivational speech could ever teach. It's first-hand knowledge, burned into your memory. It completely changes your mental state, forcing you to ponder the true nature of things and their significance in your life. This is the priceless wisdom that will transform your future self. 2. Information. It gives you wisdom that only scars can carry. Edison's failures weren't wasted. They were stepping stones. That knowledge gained from failure is pure gold. 10,000 tries reveals a strategy that doesn't work. This information is irreplaceable. You now possess the strategic blueprint to overcome the very failure that caused the pain in the first place. Use it. 3. Resilience. The more you fail, the stronger your spirit becomes. Success is never about never falling. It's about refusing to quit. This is the quality that promotes success by creating the conditions for victory. You shed the lofty, naive expectation that things will happen overnight. Resilience replaces it with the deep, unwavering knowledge that a true success requires tremendous, sustained effort. 4. Growth. Failure refines you, chisels away your ego, forces you to reflect, and molds you into who you were meant to be. Failure is the engine of growth. It allows you to discover deeper meanings about your life and the motivations behind your actions. It gives painful circumstances meaning. Without development, we couldn't make life better in every single way. You are meant to grow, to get better. It is an integral part of your very DNA. 5. Value. Real success is born when you rise and create more value than before. The people who fail most often succeed most deeply because they have discovered how to give more to the world. The moment you develop the ability to consistently create enormous value in the world, your success will become inevitable. But I know what you're thinking. That sounds inspiring, but what about the pain? What about the humiliation, the regret, the brokenness? Yes, it hurts, but hear me. Pain is not permanent. Regret is not destiny. And brokenness is not the end. Because every setback can be your setup. Every rejection can be your redirection. And every failure can be your foundation. How to rise again. After failure, ignore the critics. The world will always whisper, "I told you so." But remember, a life lived too safely is not life at all. You took a shot. They stood on the sidelines. End of discussion. 2. Accept failure as normal. You're not broken because you failed. You're human. The world's most successful people have countless stories of rejection and collapse. Conduct the search. Read the stories. See the evidence. Giving up, however, is not acceptable. If you have to fail repeatedly, so be it, but keep trying. The taste of success, when it finally arrives, will be all the sweeter because of the journey. You have not failed until you have completely given up. 3. Leverage the pain. Write down your failures. Study them. Your past failure is not a coffin. It is a springboard. It can be a fantastic, unmatched platform for growth, but only if you use it. Outline your failures. Why did they occur? Were your goals deep enough? How will you respond differently next time? Use the painful lessons of the past to create a more expansive, more promising future. 4. Revisit your goals. Were they clear enough? Were they strong enough to make you fight through storms? If not, redefine them and commit to monitoring and evaluating them daily, weekly, and monthly. A failure is often just a signpost pointing to a poorly drawn map. 5. Take massive action. Success doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to relentless action. You need a methodical way forward. Based on your refined objectives, create a comprehensive action plan. The next time failure rears its ugly head, what will you do? Knowing the answer, having a concrete plan, gives you a long-term mindset. It allows you to watch as you gradually but surely bounce back from any setback, any upset, any perceived end of the road. My friend, your story is not over. Failure is not your conclusion. It is your introduction to greatness. Every single legend you admire walked through the valley of failure before they stood on the mountain of success. You are no different. So when you fall, and you will fall, don't stay down. Don't give up. Don't accept defeat as your identity. Instead, rise. Rise with scars. Rise with wisdom. Rise with resilience. Because failure does not define you. What defines you is the way you choose to rise after falling. And one day you'll look back at your failures not as enemies, but as the very stepping stones that led you to your destiny. So which way will you fall? Backwards into regret and defeat? Or forward into growth, resilience, and eventual victory? Fall forward. Always forward. Because the truth is, the more you fail, the closer you are to your breakthrough. Remember this, failure is not the end of your story. It's the very ink with which your victory is written. If this message touched your heart, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's fighting through failure today. And never forget, you were born to rise no matter how many times you fall.